All right, good morning, everybody. Before I get started, there's somebody in the group named ILCA. I need to know who that is. So type in the chat box or open up your mic and let me know who that is before I hit the record button. Anybody know who that is? ILCA. All right, let me kick him out. All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk, Saturday morning. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Go ahead and type your name in the chat box where you're listening in from. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for entertainment, training, and educational purposes only. And it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. All right, stating that, let's see who we have on this Saturday morning. I see Marnita Casas on the line, Clairvaux, Daryl Weston, Dave Winters, Janelle, Keith Birch, Kenny Taylor, Leonard Long, Melanie Davis, Mike Nowalski, Nathan, Stan Thompson, Tammy Laney, and Yashika. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I hope you had an enjoyable 4th of July vacation. Some are still doing it. They call this whenever 4th of July falls on a Thursday, like a 4-day weekend. If anybody was working, normally you have Thursday and Friday off. So you might still be on vacation and you're plugging in with us. We appreciate that. This is Saturday morning, which means we are live publicly. So I am streaming on YouTube in our own ILCA YouTube channel. Not my main channel, but our ILCA YouTube channel. I'm going to be pushing that a lot more and have everybody in our community register there because I'll be adding a lot of content to our ILCA YouTube channel, and the 5-day challenge that we do won't be streamed on Facebook anymore. It's going to be streamed for the public in the YouTube channel. The VIP members get to be on here like all of you guys, but the public will be on watch it on YouTube. That it's able to reach more people that are not on Facebook. People don't know how to get access to Facebook and find the right group. So it's just easy them to click on the YouTube link and go straight to the page and they'll be able to see it. And that's going to be on July 22nd. We're calling it Back to the Basics. We finished all of our diamond classes for all of the courses. We've done 37 this year. We finished artificial intelligence, and now we're moving into right back to the beginning, Bitcoin 101, back to the basics. So let's see what's going on in the crypto world today. I notice the markets have taken a big drop. So let's see if we can see some clues in what's happening. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Refresh. Move this over. I can see you guys. All right. Market is at market cap 2.2 trillion. Oh, up 2.6%. Let me check that out again. Okay. Up 2.6% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin down 51.1%. So a lot of that money went to Bitcoin, or the altcoins lost something. Ethereum is dropped 16.4. This used to be over 17%. When was the last time I did crypto talk? Not Friday, not Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, because I didn't do anything for 4th of July. So Wednesday's last time I did it. Yeah, it was over 17%. Okay, Bitcoin is at 57,000. Last time I did this, it was at 60,000. So there was even a bigger drop a couple days ago. So it's climbed back to 57,000. It got 1.3%. Ethereum dropped, but it did not really recover. So Ethereum is down 11% on the week. I got to look at this from week to week. Okay. Bitcoin is down 6.4. Ethereum is down 11. BNB is down 9.5. Solana's down 1.2. I see it bounced back last 24 hours, but I'm looking at this past week. Ripple's down 8.1. Doge is down 11.9. Cardano 9.1. Tron did the opposite. Tron is up 3.5% while everybody else is down. Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Polkadot, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash took a hit. They're on 13.8. Litecoin. Oh, Pepe took a big hit, down 21.6. Okay. Internet Computer, Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance, FET. Oh, yeah, I forgot they all combined together. All those AI tokens. Super Intelligence. Ethereum Classic dropped. Let's see the best performers, if there are any, over the past week. Mantra. This is new on my radar. You see it's number 100. It's got $711 million market cap, 47 million 24-hour volume, up 16% on the week. Mantra, I do want to look at this. I haven't heard of this. Any of you guys have Mantra in your portfolio? 84 cents. Max supply, 888 million. Okay, right, less than a billion. All-time low was 9 months ago at a little less than 2 cents. All-time high 27 days ago. It went to $1. So imagine this, October of last year. Let's dream mode this out. Say you had $1,000 of this token, you just sitting on it. And then 9 months later, oh, wait, $1,000 at 0.01726. You'd have 57,937 tokens. And then today, or 27 days ago, it got to $1.09. So you would have flipped $1,000 into $63,000 over the last 9 months if you knew about this token and project. Mantra. It's on the Ethereum network. Okay. I'll keep an eye out on this one. Multiverse X had a good week. 15.8. Fast token. Here's another one I'm not familiar with. Oh, there's why. Look at this. This chart. This thing was flatline and then it popped. Why? Unless it was a pump and dump chosen token. $2.33 max. Okay, it's got this is January 2023, so it's not a new token on the Ethereum network. All-time low a year ago was at 39 cents. All-time high was 27 minutes ago. Go figure. 27 minutes ago, it hit an all-time high. Where's this being sold? Gate.io, BitGet, XT.com, Whitebit, CoinStore, BitTrue. Okay. Its market cap, 742 million. All right. Fast token. What about Notcoin? Well, let me see the rest of this. That's all. Just these Fast token and Tron. Those are the only ones that had good. Worst performers. Notcoin. There we go. I said, what happened to Notcoin? Notcoin dropped by 28%. Optimism 22.6, Pepe 21.6, Brett 20%, Jasmine Coin 19.7, Phantom, Core, Gala. Dang, Gala dropped by 18%. Arbitrum, Bitcoin SV, So this is the entire market. So it's not just one coin's fault. It's just the rolling tides is what we call it. What's happening in some of the news? Okay, so today is Saturday. Any major news? There's still fallout from Joe Biden and Donald Trump's debate. Donald Trump is taking the smart route and staying out of the news, while Joe Biden is getting hammered from the left on should he bow out, should he stay in. I had a brief look at the scheduled pre-recorded interview Biden did, to show that he's still cognitive able, is one word to use. Personally, and again, it's just me personally. Personally, I was not convinced. I think that, and I know he knows this, it's not about his past record. Because he was saying, I don't understand why people don't want me to run. Look at my last 3 years. And we're not talking about the right, because the right is going to say the last 3 years was hell on earth. We're talking about the left, who likes what he's doing. And he's saying, look at my last 3 years. I did good. That's not the point. The question is, can you make it through the next 4 years? That's the question. But behind the scenes, let me tell you what's really going on. They're like, okay, how can we prop Joe up to at least make it through the next 4 months? If we can get him past the election and he beats Donald Trump and he's president again, okay, then we can worry about his cognitive functions and everything. Because even if we have to do the 25th Amendment or he has to step down, we got Kamala in there. And there's nothing the Republicans can do for another till 2028, till another 4 years. I think that's what they're trying to do. It's like a race to the finish line. Can you finish the race? Who here has ever ran track before? Anybody ever done track? I remember my first time running track when I was I had a great track career. I was number 2 in the state of California, but I started track late. I started track my junior year only because I didn't realize how many girls were out there at the Saturday invitationals. I went to an all-boy Catholic school. I had no choice. I didn't know. I didn't know. So I went to one my sophomore year and saw all the girls. So next year I said, I'm running track. But I jumped. I did long jump, triple jump, and high jump. And my junior year, we did a one invitational meet. And the track coach said, we need a volunteer. We need somebody to run the 400. Anybody know what the 400 is? That's one time around the track. That's it. One time around the track. The women can do it in like 55 seconds, 53 seconds. Men, 45 seconds, 46 seconds, world record. One time around the track. 1 mile is 4 times around the track. So it's just one time. I never did it before. I've ran around the track before, but not in a competitive race. So there were all these girls. All these girls were there, right? So I said, yeah, I'll do it. I got this. I went down there, arrogant, not knowing what I was doing. And the coach told me, don't sprint like it's 100. Pace yourself. He said, all you need to do is finish the race because it's on a point system. All you need to do is finish, Brandon. That's it. You don't have to win it. You just got to finish, even if you come in last. Last? Do you know who you're talking to? I got out there. I sprinted it like it was the 100, thinking I can keep that whole pace up 400, all 400 meters, 400 yards of me. First 100, cool. I was in the lead. Second 100, I started to slow down a bit. I'm halfway finished. Got to the end of the third 100. When you start coming around the last turn, we call that the wall. And it's called the wall for a reason, because you turn that corner, it's like an invisible wind wall smacks you and hits you. And I hit that wall. It was like an invisible force field. Boom. I was like, oh. And I looked and I still had to go another 100. And my legs were on fire. My throat was on fire. I couldn't breathe. People started to pass me up. I hear everybody in the audience screaming. I wanted to just fall out and collapse. But my ego is the only thing that kept me going, literally. And right when I got to the end, I kind of stumbled and crawled across, and I just rolled on my back like I thought I was gonna die. My heart was just beating out of my chest. And at the time, I was what, 15 years old, I think. Yeah, I was 15 years old. So I was young. That's Joe Biden right now. It's like all he has to do is finish the last lap. And he hit that debate, he hit the wall. So now he's got to go from now to November, proving that he still has all his cognitive abilities and faculties and everything. The only way they can get away with that is if they keep him in the basement for 4 months. But that's not going to happen. The big donors are like, look, you need to replace him, or we're pulling the money out. So I'm personally not convinced. That's the biggest news going on right now. There's a lot of wildfires. We in here in Laverne, we had a air quality warning saying if you go outside, wear a mask. Don't play in the backyard. Don't go swimming. Don't do any of that. It looks like haze outside, but it's not. It's just freaking smoke. So in California, you guys be careful out here. And the Midwest, it reached 124 degrees in Palm Springs yesterday. 124. This week in Vegas, it's going to be a record in Vegas every day for a week. Anywhere between 108 to 117 degrees. Are you kidding me? Tell Trump to stay inside. No more rallies. Hell no. So we got a lot of things happening there. But let's see what's going on in some crypto news here. No, 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 no. I just hit the wrong button. Okay. Bitcoin crashes to 53K. Okay, cool. All good. All right. Bitcoin crashes to 53K, but analysts warn the worst isn't over. So it crashed to 53K and then it bounced back to where we at 57? Yeah, 57K. All right. We did this last week. Those of you in the inner circle, we talked about who how low could this go? And you guys had the range between 40,000 and 55,000. How low can this go? Analysts say Bitcoin could sink as low as 50,000. But strong macro conditions and an entrenched buy the dip mentality could see BTC's price action rebound quickly. Bitcoin crashed as low as $53,600 on Coinbase on July 5th for the first time. The asset has traded at this price since February, and analysts fear the worst is yet to come. I hope so. My my birthday's coming up. My birthday gift is that Bitcoin goes to like 20,000 in that range. That's what I hope. Speaking to Cointelegraph, eToro market analyst Josh Gilbert said much of the sell-off could be traced back to fears stemming from Mt. Gox creditor repayments, which will see around $8 billion worth of BTC hit the market in July. So for those of you that might be a little new, how this works is classic supply and demand. The less Bitcoin that's on the market, the higher the price goes. The more Bitcoin that's being sold onto the market, the value of it comes down. And so right now they're seeing a lot more Bitcoin is hitting the open market. There's sell-off taking place, or long-term holders like the Mt. Gox creditors are now paying back. something that happened 10 years ago. So following the sudden dip to $53,600, Gilbert said he expects to see worsening price action for Bitcoin in the coming days. So this might be what we call a soft cat bounce or a flat bat. Oh, wait, it's still rising up. It's at 50. Remember when we first started, it was 56,000. Now we're at 57,000, up 0.6%. So have you ever dribbled a basketball before? You know, a basketball is supposed to work. If you hold it like this and you let it go, and the first bounce should come right back to where you let it go at. If you do it the first time, you know it's properly inflated. If you let it go, it bounces and it only comes up halfway or a quarter of the way. You know, it's not doesn't have enough air in it. Just like the Tom Brady and the Deflate Gate footballs. His footballs were deflated, easier to catch. So with this, a soft cat bounce is you let it go and it starts dropping and everybody think, oh no, the sell-off is happening. And then it bounces. And all of a sudden you see a lot of people start buying and you see it start coming back up. This is where people get faked out. They think that it's going to keep going all the way back up to where it was, but it doesn't. It only goes up part of the way and then it continues to go down and it continues to go down. I call that buying the dip. So when we do our trading, and probably in a month and a half, when we get into how to trade Bitcoin and crypto, then you're going to see, we'll go over that strategy on buying the dip. I make more money when the market goes down than I do when it goes up. So it goes down at the bottom, buy. You know it's going to bounce up a little bit, sell. It's going to go down again, buy. It's going to bounce up just a little bit, sell. So you're making money as it's doing this. Most people don't get that. They don't understand. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the asset test $50,000 within the next week, but that will be a key physiological level. There will be weakness in the short term until we receive a catalyst to drive the price higher, and that might come in the form of investors buying the dip or in an ETH ETF approval to improve sentiment. Similarly, SwiftTX analyst Pav Hundal told Cointelegraph that the worst of Bitcoin's price action could be yet to come. A vast wall of Bitcoin is about to meet a market that was already apathetic. The macro conditions long term are still positive, but short term, we could test 50K and potentially lower. 52K is a key battleground for bears and bulls at the moment. 52K. So you guys were going anywhere between 40 to 55K. So you're right on the mark on this. But that's what it's done so far. Will it continue to keep going further? I have my mark at 40K. My wish mark, 25K. Analysts from 10X Research also predicted a continued dip that could see the price of Bitcoin dip as low as 50,000 in the coming weeks. It could accelerate as support gets broken and sellers scramble to find liquidity. Reasons to be bullish about Bitcoin. Despite the short-term bearish outlook, Gilbert said there are also reasons for investors to remain bullish on a longer-term time horizon. We looked at catalysts such as the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates in September. Will that happen? With the potential for another cut in December to lift prices. On top of that, the full acceptance of the Ethereum ETF from the SEC with a July launch date would be a big boost for the crypto market. Okay, I personally think, and I could be wrong, that this is not going to launch in July. I will be surprised if it does. I still say sometime by the end of the year. They're going to come up with some excuse to push it off. But you got to be prepared in case they actually do. Because if this happens, expect to start seeing the price go up. Especially you want to be holding Ethereum. All right. Crypto owners more likely to have Dark traits. Uh-oh. Is there certain personality traits to those who are in crypto? I studied sociology and psychology in college, and one of the things is people that have certain habits, involved in certain industries, they think a certain way. Entrepreneurs think differently than the average person does. Complete differently. You gotta have a different mindset. And so there's certain personality traits that really you can determine the type of industry that that person's going to be in. Are they going to be in a field that helps people? Are they going to be in a field that's really more geared towards having personal fun? Remember the four personality traits? Anybody that's ever listened to me a long time, can you type in the chat box? What are the four personality traits that I always teach on? And it's been a while. It's time I got to do it again. You can either use fish or you can use colors, depending on where you started, what company you started in the first time in network marketing. You learn. I learned through fish. Others, the Amway days, they taught through colors. Marnita's put some up. Anybody else? Marnita, the only one paying attention? Who can name the fourth? Oh, Marnita's got dolphin, urchin, shark, and whale. Daryl, shark, urchin, whale. And then I forgot. You guys got it. Dolphin, whale, shark, and urchin. This is important to know. In anything that you do in life, you're going to be dealing with people. And when you know and understand these four personality traits, it's going to help you to be able to have conversations with them, especially if you want to expose them or introduce them to an opportunity. So you know how to talk to them, what type of conversation to talk. It's like knowing your audience, knowing how to speak where you are. You don't go crazy like when Hillary Clinton was running for president. She went to a black church. All of a sudden, she had a Southern accent. Let's not go crazy now. Know your audience, but dolphin, whale, shark, and urchin. And it's important that you know who, what personality type you are. So once you know that, then you can know on the others what you should be paying attention to and learning. When I'm doing what I do, sharks think I'm a shark. Urchins think I'm an urchin. Whales think I'm a whale. Dolphins think I'm a dolphin. It's only sometimes the closest people to me who actually know who I really am. Even my own family. My brother will tell you I'm a dolphin. It's really interesting. My father will say I'm an urchin. He's amazed by like how much knowledge and things that I like to read. I love to spit out facts. My mother knows who I am. Who do you guys think I am? If you know what, I got to do another training on this, and this is also going to be part of the series when we talk about in our diamond classes. So because of this, next week I'm going to be doing a lesson. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday when we're starting our diamond classes up again next week. We're going to do personality traits because this is so important, and it's a skill set when you can take with you in everything you do in every business, every field, it will benefit you. Wow, when did I teach you that last, Daryl? Was that a year ago? We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it next week. Yeah, Kenny, you forgot all that? Yeah, we got it. Okay. We got to bring it back up. Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're going to cover personality traits. And then I'm going to give you an assignment for you to figure out what is your own personality trait. And then we're going to talk about, now that you know what it is, how do you use it in your life, that information? How do you take that information and how do you use it in conversations in anything that you're doing? Okay. Anyways, crypto owners are likely to have a dark trait. A recent study has found that cryptocurrency ownership is associated with belief in conspiracy theories and dark personality traits, such as narcissism, really, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. Now hold up. I'm a cryptocurrency ownership. Am I a narcissist? Do I have Machiavellian traits? Am I a psychopath? Sadism? Collectively known as dark tetrad. The research highlights the diverse political identities of crypto owners and their aversion to authoritarianism. Wait. Their aversion to authoritarianism? Which political party right now is collectively endorsing crypto? Well, I can't, that's not going to be fair because it's only some of the top leaders that's doing it. And that's a political reason why they're doing that. So they have an aversion to authoritarianism while wanting to bring authoritarianism. That's a dichotomy. Study reveals political and psychological traits of cryptocurrency owners. A research paper titled The Political, Psychological, and Social Reviewed open access mega journal published by the Library of Science. The paper was authored by Shane Luttrell. Okay, yeah. University of Miami. We polled 2001 American adults in 2022 to examine the associations between crypto. Now, do you think RFK Jr. is political about it? Yeah, well, RFK Jr., he's pro-crypto, but that's a weird cat right there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's got worms in his brain, literally. That's just not making it up. He literally had worms in his brain. We polled 2001 American adults in 2022 to examine the associations between cryptocurrency ownership and individual level political, psychological, and social characteristics. Analysis revealed that 30% of our sample have owned some form of crypto, and that these individuals exhibit a diversity of political allegiances and identities. What I find more interesting is not the individual who is kind of crazy like that, like a RFK Jr. What I find more interesting are the people who actually support him or any leader for that matter. You can have a crazy ass leader out there. Yeah, we know who they are, but why do you support that crazy ass leader? That's your leader? An analysis revealed that 30% of our sample have owned some form of crypto, and that these individuals exhibit a diversity of political allegiances and identities. Well, okay, to be fair, the whole crypto movement really started from the libertarian, anarchist, cypherpunks type world of the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's where it started. So that already has a political leaning to it from that group. When examining a more comprehensive multivariate model, the variables that most strongly predict crypto ownership are being male, relying on alternative fringe social media as one's primary news source, argumentativeness, and an aversion to authoritarianism. The paper describes that given the growing popularity of what many see as risky financial behavior, scholars have recently begun to probe the political, psychological, and social characteristics of cryptocurrency users to better understand the profile of people drawn to this type of investing. Cy Smith, you're a shark. You can be more than one. You can, the ideal, and we'll talk about this next Tuesday night. The ideal is to be all of them, but you will always have one dominant trait. It's your core being. That you can't change. It's just it is who you are. You can mask it, you can hide it, you can keep it buried. But at the end of the day, it is your core. You guys got to figure out what is your core. And some of you are like, well, what is it? What's each core? Well, hey, you got to tune in Tuesday night. You got to be in the Diamond membership. I'm going to show you guys how to get to that in a moment. So the authors further shared our results here suggest that crypto purchasers, on average, share an eclectic mix of political attitudes, identities, and predispositions, emphasizing this finding contrasts with past claims that cryptocurrencies are some sort of financial shibboleth of the far right. No, because when I came on board with crypto, it was the left that was more into crypto than the right was. The right was looking at crypto as a threat to the current financial system, which the right is far more fiscally conservative. The bankers, the businesses, the Fortune 500 companies, most of these guys are the rich and wealthy are far more on the conservative side than the liberal side. And crypto was seen as a threat to them. So they were anti-crypto. Now that's flipped. Just like the river of money. Now they've realized, wait a minute, this change is inevitable. So since it's inevitable, we might as well co-opt it and take it over. That's how it's happened. So I got taking what he's saying at a grain of salt here. We are in an era where established authorities are under attack, be they political institutions or financial markets. Both can lead to negative externalities, economic instability. As such, understanding their causes is of vital importance. Yeah, when the wealthy start realizing, you know what, I can use this crypto stuff to hide my money. I can use this crypto stuff as a hedge against any type of economic downturn. Once they figured that out, now they're pro-crypto. But it didn't start that way. And the only reason why the left is being anti-crypto is because the Republicans called them out after the 2020 election that most of the Democrats got all the crypto donations and they allowed FTX to scam people. That's what happened. All right. $100 million worth of Bitcoin is liquidated. So what do you think's going to happen when this happens? When $100 million worth of Bitcoin is liquidated, the price is going to drop. Will ETF investors panic sell? I hope they do. And what does that mean? An ETF investors panic sell. Well, when the spot ETFs came on board, Bitcoin shot up in price, and we reached an all-time high before the Bitcoin halving. So there was a lot of people who never invested in Bitcoin before, started buying Bitcoin at the $60,000 range and up. But now that the price has fallen below $60,000, less than when they first came in, they're going to panic because they still don't think in crypto terms. They still think in Forex type terms. The only way you lose in crypto is when you sell. That's not the case in Forex. Okay, market goes down in Forex, you lost your money. It's different. It's a different animal, but they're still stuck on that. So they think, oh, the market's going down. It's less than I bought it. I'm losing all my money when it can just easily come right back up. So they panic sell. That's a good opportunity for us to buy. Let me see. Despite BTC falling below the realized price of ETF buyers, ETF holders, oh, that's interesting. ETF holders did not panic sell. But a deeper correction remains on the horizon. So will they panic sell? Well, that's interesting. This is a more educated group. Okay. Over $100 million worth of leverage was liquidated in Bitcoin during the past 24 hours, causing concerns about a potential correction to the $50,000 mark. Bitcoin liquidations reached $100.4 million with over 86 million worth of cumulative leverage long positions liquidated. The liquidations were triggered by 3 consecutive days of negative price action that took Bitcoin's price from over 62,000 on July 2nd to a low of 57,000 on July 4th. Bitcoin has since bounced back to trade above 57,000, but was still down over 4.5% on the daily chart. Monitoring Bitcoin's performance around psychological numbers like $60,000 is important to determine the progress in the current Bitcoin cycle, which is unique due to the introduction of the first spot Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin falls below ETF buyer realized price, but it didn't start panic selling yet. Yeah, let it hit 50,000, 45,000 and see what happens. In another significant development, Bitcoin fell below the average realized buying price of the spot Bitcoin ETF buyers, considered a significant support line for BTC analysts. Despite the fall, ETF buyers haven't started panic selling as there were only 20.5 million worth of net total outflows. I have a theory here, and I think this is why. Institutional investors are more financially savvy than retail investors. So the early days of Bitcoin, when it went to 20,000 for the first time, then it went to 50,000, you had still retail investors coming into the space and buying. And this is new space for them. So the moment it started coming down and they're not educated in this, they panic sold. This time around, we have institutional buyers coming in. These people are used to assets going up and down in value like homes. When you buy a home, if you bought a home for $500,000 and it drops to $300,000, are you selling that home at $300,000? Or are you just going to sit on it and wait for the market to turn around? It might take a couple of years. You wait till it goes to 700, 750,000, then you might sell. Wealthy people are not getting into crypto to get rich. They're getting into crypto to remain rich and improve on it. So they can afford to say, okay, yeah, I bought Bitcoin at 62,000. I see it drop to 57,000. I'm just going to sit on it. I'll hold it for another 6 months and see what happens. So it's a different group we're dealing with here. They're not going to panic sell. Again, that's just my theory on why this is happening. However, panic selling of ETFs could still occur after investors return from the 4th of July holiday, which is Independence Day in the United States, the world's largest economy. Okay, again, that's incorrect. Institutional investors, every day is a holiday. See, they're thinking this is a saying here that might be true for retail investors who working a 9-to-5 job. They go away on vacation for 4 days for the 4th. They come back to work on Monday morning. They look at the markets and say, oh, what in the world's happening? Institutional investors are self-employed. They make their own hours. There's no difference between a Saturday and a Monday. It's like, for me, sometimes I forget what day it is. I just know what day, depending on where my kids are going to school. And it always messes me up in the summertime. I woke up this morning thinking it was Sunday. The other day it was Friday and I thought it was Saturday last week. So no, this is not, I don't agree with this. Only if you're talking about the retail investors. Institutional investors, we're still looking at the market on Independence Day. The incoming Mt. Gox repayments expected in early July could add additional selling pressure for Bitcoin. The Mt. Gox creditor repayments will distribute over $9.4 billion worth of Bitcoin to 127,000 creditors who have been waiting for over 10 years to recover their funds. Okay, now this is going to be an issue because these 127,000 people were retail investors waiting to get their money back. And what do you think the price of Bitcoin was 10 years ago as opposed to today? So as soon as they get it, what do you think they're going to do? Sell. So this, yeah, we have to watch out for. This is going to dump the market. $9 billion worth of Bitcoin. They're going to sell. Is the Bitcoin correction or a temporary shakeout? So following the 3-day price drop, Bitcoin lost its 200-day trend line for the first time in 10 months. This means that a potential breakout will be further delayed until Bitcoin breaks the downtrend that started in early June. According to popular crypto analyst Rekt Capital, who wrote in the July 3rd X post, breakout postponed due to a failed retest of the June downtrend as new support. This is still the trend line to watch for a shift in the trend going forward nonetheless. However, technical chart patterns analyzed by some traders suggest that this may just be a price shakeout, a sudden price drop caused by multiple investors exiting their positions, preceded by a sudden price recovery. A Bitcoin shakeout is likely based on technical analysis shared by popular Bitcoin investor El Jaboom, who commented in a July 4th X post. Yet analysts at 10X Research warned that Bitcoin could still revisit the 50,000 mark due to accelerating sell orders. Now, I was proud of my cousin Marnita the other day. I was talking to her, and we were talking about the markets and what's going on in the world, and she made a point that everybody should know by now, and why I do crypto talk the way I do. You can't just read the chart. Especially today, you've got to pay attention to politics. And right now, geopolitics takes more precedent over what these charts say. So in the past, you could just read the charts and make some accurate predictions. But we are in an election year, 4 or 5 months removed, 4 months removed from the next presidential election in the United States, and what some consider the most consequential election of the last 150 years. So every week, there can be news that's going to impact the market. And if you're not paying attention to that, no amount of, oh, I just read the chart said this, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Imagine, I don't want to put it out there in the universe, but while Biden is on this redemption tour that he is physically fit or mentally fit, imagine he has one major slip up, physical or mental. If he pulls a Mitch McConnell, you guys remember what happened with Mitch McConnell? He walks up to the podium, he starts talking to do a speech, and then all of a sudden he freezes up. And he's got his eye, he never blinks, and he's looking forward, and he's kind of shaky. And people are looking at him like, what's going on? Biden does that one time. Or if he going up the ladder to Air Force One, and he slips and hits his head. Or if he just does another interview, and he goes well off the rails. This is why on the Trump team, they're being smart by keeping him out of the news. If I was the Trump team, don't have him do no stupid rallies. Don't have him talking in front of any camera. He already messed up when he was in the golf cart with his son Barron, and he said some stupid stuff again. I would have them keep the camera out of his face. Period. He's more likely to say something stupid than Biden is right now. But that's all it takes. And it can happen any day of the week, and the entire markets react. So no amount of reading this chart is gonna help that. Or we have another thing happening now. Natural disasters. California, this stuff is not cheap. When you put a state on emergency and you got to get the funds ready for that costs a lot of money. And don't let the fire hit in an area that you definitely don't need it to hit. And then we got the hurricanes. This last hurricane that just went through the Gulf of Mexico was the biggest in history for the month of June. And we're at the beginning of hurricane season. This is just the beginning. We got record heat waves across the country ever. So these natural disasters, natural events that we have no control over can impact all of this at any given time. So that's why I don't just talk crypto. We want to see what's going on the outside that can impact our portfolios and so that we're prepared for it when that happens. All right, the other two I'm not going to get into deep was real world assets or real world asset startup Hamilton. Look at this word here, tokenizes. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys another question here. We did the river of money, and I told you guys in 2017, I figured out that the river of money was pointing to the blockchain space. Can anybody tell me one major specific area in blockchain that river of money is going to? Anybody type it in the chat box. Daryl says AI. Anybody else? Marnita AI. Kenny real estate. Anyone else? This is important to know as you build your portfolios in the future, as you're looking for what tokens should you want to get. Marnita says real world assets. Melanie AI. All right, from that, one person got it right. Marnita. Real world assets. AI, part of it. Part of it. Real estate, part of it. Real world assets. Remember this number. Let's see which one it is. 867 trillion dollars is on the move. Now, if you want to put a word to this, it's this: tokenization. Tokenization of real world assets. That's where the river of money is going. So you can have Web3, you can talk about metaverse, you can talk about AI, you can talk about NFTs, you can talk about CBDC. You think, well, what's bigger than the world's money turning into no, that's not the biggest. Remember when we did the river of, oh, I have to do another one telling you what money really is. This is not money. That's just a representation of what we can get our hands on to buy food and stuff. Real money, most people don't have access to. Only a small percentage. Remember that video I played about the real wealth gap in the United States? It's not based on money or cash because the wealthy don't have cash sitting in the bank. It's assets, real world assets. 867 trillion on the move. And here we got a startup called Hamilton. Do you know the significance of this? Why they use the word Hamilton? See, sometimes, every company has their own branding and they have their own, what they call themselves. And there's meaning behind everything. So this group is using Hamilton because who was the very first Secretary of Treasury in the United States? Who can answer that question in the chat box? The very first Secretary of Treasury in the United States. The president who never was. The guy that had the very first major sex scandal, political sex scandal. Anybody know the name? Type it in the chat box. I'll give you another hint. They have a play named after him. They have a statue of him in New York. Melanie says Hamilton. Anybody else? Marnita Hamilton. Yeah, you're right. It's Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton has announced the tokenization of U.S. Treasury bills on Bitcoin's layer 2. That's why they chose that name Hamilton. He was the first U.S. Treasury of State, Secretary of Treasury. Bitcoin's layered. He's the reason why the capital of the banking system is in New York and the capital of the United States is in DC because of Hamilton. He struck a deal with James Madison and Thomas Jefferson to do that. Moved the capital from Philadelphia to DC. So, stating that it marks a significant advancement in bridging traditional finance with Bitcoin's decentralized finance sector, the move aims to enhance financial accessibility and liquidity within the Bitcoin ecosystem. This is big news. U.S. Treasury bills tokenized on Bitcoin's layer twos. Now, this is a company that is attempting to do this. The tokenized Treasury bills will soon be available on Hamilton's platform. The announcement on Thursday detail. Now, what did Larry Fink say? He said, I can't wait for the day where all financial assets and everything is tokenized. And look at this, tokenizing the Treasury bills. Then we have Central Bank of Bolivia states crypto might be beneficial, remarks stablecoins utility as dollar proxy. So I can go back to 2018 and 19 when I was doing crypto talk, way before I had ILCA. And I was stating and said, hey, don't get it twisted that these banks are acting like they're anti-crypto. Bank of America had 70 blockchain patents in 2017 alone, while they were banning anybody who had a business account dealing with Bitcoin. Jamie Dimon, same thing with JP Morgan. So now they're realizing, or they're publicly stating what they already knew. Yeah, this crypto stuff's going to be beneficial to us. Edwin Rojas, president of the Central Bank of Bolivia, referred to the recent change in stance that the institution had on crypto and stablecoins. According to reports, Rojas, ULO, stated that he believes adding crypto to the national financial system might be beneficial as an alternative and remarked on the function of stablecoins as a dollar proxy. There we go. And what do you think is going to happen to the other South American countries when these states, these nations are going it? El Salvador, Bolivia, Colombia, Brazil, they're all going to start going one by one, and they have to, even if they don't like it, if they want to remain relevant and competitive. If your competitor's doing it, you have to do it as well. You're forced to do it. Blockbuster Video couldn't figure that out. Now, we are less than a week removed from the relaunch of ILCA 2.0. I have a special going on right now that you can get your hands on all 10 of our courses at 80% off for the rest of this month, plus a free 30-minute consultation one-on-one with me that will be recorded so that you can use anytime you need to go back and look into the information we covered. Go to ivyleaguecrypto.info, ivyleaguecrypto.info to take advantage of this promo. We're also back to the basics. If you have not done so, especially you guys that's watching on the public side, ilcachallenge.com. The next 5-day crypto challenge, like I said again, back to the basics, is going to be on July 22nd. And you get a free ebook, 24 pages that I wrote called Bitcoin for Beginners. Bitcoin for Beginners. For anybody that registers for the 5-day challenge, they're going to get this. Diamond class. We're going to be starting up. Was that ILCA Secrets or News? Yeah, here we go. ILCAsecrets.com. Diamond membership. You want to get these extras? See, we're going to teach you. You're going to learn. We're going to do more this time than we were in the past. The past, I just read some of the courses. We're going to do more specialized training in our diamond classes. So next Tuesday night, we're going to go over the personality traits. You know, when I talk about my entrepreneurship career, there are certain skills that I've learned that has allowed me to have success in anything that I do. no matter what industry I go in. I could be in the telecom industry. I can be in the retail industry. I can be in the direct selling industry. I could be in health and wellness. I can be in digital. I can be in crypto. The bottom line is you're still dealing with people no matter what industry you're in. People. And when I learned this, people like to buy. They don't like to be sold. See, a lot of people are afraid of becoming an entrepreneur because they think, I don't like sales. I don't like trying to convince somebody to buy something. I know they don't have money and I feel bad. I'm asking them to pay for my services. No, you got to flip that thinking. Don't sell them something. Let them buy from you. People like to buy, they don't like to be sold. And to do that, you learn certain traits. You learn the feel, felt, found method. You learn personality traits. You learn how to speak. You learn communication. You learn branding. You learn marketing. I'm going to teach you guys. If somebody told you I've made 7 figures and I'm willing to teach you exactly what I learned so that you can do the same thing, would you want to know that? That's what we're going to be doing for our diamond class as well. Personal development stuff. So this Tuesday night, I'm going to give you the secrets, the down and dirty in personality traits. I'm not just going to tell you personality traits. I'm going to tell you how to use them. It's one thing to know what it is, it's another to put it in practice. So if you want to start getting that, you got to be in our diamond. So go to ilcasecrets.com and register and upgrade to be our diamond. For those of you who say, Brandon, hey, I just want to be in the inner circle, you know, CA Crypto News, ilcacryptonews.com. You can be in our inner circle and be on our crypto talks that we do. You also will be a VIP for the next 5-day challenge if you're brand new. $49. ilcacryptonews.com so that you can be a part of our inner circle. And we got a lot of things coming with this too. And you can be an affiliate with ILCA. So, all right, with that, what's happening next? Tomorrow night, what day today? Is Saturday. Tomorrow night, I will be doing our very first, and I know I said I was going to do it last Thursday night. I forgot it was 4th of July. Tomorrow night, I will be doing our very first ILCA presentation. It's not going to be an ILCA elite call. Hold up. Let me think on that one too. Now we're going to do it because I know the hecklers love that time slot and they like to come and try to disrupt us. No, I'll still do it. We're just going to lock it down. So tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, we're going to have our first ILCA presentation. So you can show it. So it's not going to be ILCA elite style. I will mention it, but it's going to be more about who we are in our community tomorrow night. And I'm going to have a new Zoom link for that as well. So the old one, you might as well toss that out. I'll have a new Zoom link and then we'll send out an email to you guys about it. We'll post it in our Telegram group for the new one. And I want to see something here too. I'm doing a little bit of experimenting. There's some things and people that I need to weed out. We're going to have a purge taking place very soon. All right. That is it for Crypto Talk for today. Hope you learned something new. As always, that's the point. Remember, education is key. Education is everything. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay hydrated. Stay out of the sun. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Brandon Ivey out. Bye-bye.